Hey Aquarius, how's it going? Welcome to your reading. Welcome to the space. Hope you guys are feeling pretty good. So, today we're going to be looking at your transformation. Um, Hopefully you've seen any of the other ones. If not, it's okay. We're just talking about a huge transformation everyone's going through. Um, Death and rebirth sort of a process. So, going to be looking at that with one from the Prism Oracle, one from the Hermetic Tarot. We got the Eight of Wands at the bottom. Some movement. And then one from the Lenormand. You got the key in the. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. One of my favorite cards. So let's get into this. Before, excuse me, moving some stuff. I was hearing "Man in the Mirror" by Michael Jackson. Now I don't even normally speak on Mike Jack that much, but "Man in the Mirror," and it like I don't even pull songs for these specific readings. Like I haven't really been, but that one was screaming in my ear, and I was like singing it. Am I gonna sneeze? Okay. Either way, let's get into this. Gonna be looking at your. Oh, you guys are pulling out like some of my favorite cards. You got Success at the bottom. Nothing from that yet, but looking at the past, the present, your transformation, and the future. So, see if I can get you some insight on this, get you a little help, and see what's up. For Aquarius. We have for Aquarius in the past, caution. Caution. One of the vaguer cards to me. But if it's yellow, it's about feelings. So maybe something that like an instinct, something that you feel, something that you felt. Being cautious about something. All right, this is a triangle too, so it's like using a higher perspective you probably had on something. And now I also think of like the caution wet sign, so it's like, like maybe having to like not like to maybe understanding your feelings, but not like living in them, because that could cause you to slip. I'm trying to understand what like the caution sign would be here. But that was in your past, so just something that you had your eye out on, something you were cautious about. What do you have in your present? Reflection, reflection, reflection. That's very nice. It's. Why am I? Did I totally forget the song that was just in my head? Man in the Mirror. So something about that, for real, especially with this reflection in the present and caution. Possibly something you're cautious about in the past, and now you're reflecting on it. Um, this isn't true. Well, I was gonna say something about Mercury retrograde, because that's currently what we're probably about to be experiencing in this specific time period. But this is timeless, so it could be any time. The reason why I thought of Mercury retrograde is because cautious, maybe reflecting, because I'm thinking about like, because Mercury retrograde can bring up things to reflect on with the re and retro, and the re and reflect is like to do again, in a sense, to get like clarity, reflection, hindsight, that sort of thing. So it's like, I feel like at least what you're doing right now is good, because it's not like you're engaging in what would cause you to slip. You're instead taking a different perspective. I see you're having a transformation for Aquarius. Interested to know, how is Aquarius transforming? Holy shit. And no, I literally asked the same question and got the same card before I did your reading, because I was just trying to, like, I normally just see what the overall transformation would kind of be for the sign before I jump into it. And this is the exact card. So I know it's a solution. And also on top of that, I got abundance with a bunch of coins. So it feels like a solution. And I was thinking financial solution, but also in your present and reflection, it seems like you're bringing two of these into one solid plan. So maybe why there flies and ants and such. Your transformation has to do with a solution, maybe, and I like to think of it because, like, the frustration card in this deck is, like, the same way, but just from a different angle. So, again, looking at something from a different angle, maybe finding a solution to something that would be frustrating naturally, normally, reflecting. Things may have caused you to slip, things may be frustrating, but I think this transformation is literally the solution you've been looking for, the opportunity. I think of those four things, so, like, something stable, something... And that looks kind of like an eye, so just something you got your eye on, your vision on, something you've, like, you've got a plan for. What color is this? I can't tell. It's either red, orange, or pink, and I really can't tell. So I want to, because the transformations are always somewhat vague, but creation is what normally comes out of the ideation. So it's like, it's a pink card, okay. So, pink cards, a common theme upon some pink cards in the deck is tenderness and love. It's what you're working with if you draw these. Love and tenderness, either for yourself or for another, are really about approaching these things with gentleness and sensitivity. Oh, okay, right. So you're creating something, and it probably matters a lot to you. But I see with caution and reflection, it's like maybe you've created in this energy before, and you've slipped, and you've fallen. It's maybe hurt you. So like, it hurt maybe a tender, gentle part of you that really wanted to create it. But I think this is, it's like you're revamping it, you're rebirthing it, something that's really important to you, and it's successful. I don't think it may have been in the past, and I don't think that was based off of you. I think that was just based off of circumstances, based off of the learning experience. Maybe you weren't ready for the level of success that you are achieving now, and it's just about like where you are in life, you know. Imagine if you imagine the level of success with the state that you were in, you know, years ago when you wanted that. Like, imagine if you had, imagine the things you're doing now and the success that you're having. Imagine all of that in a different mind state, in a different area, how you would have handled that. I think it's telling you now that you're able to handle it beautifully. But reflection was necessary. Like, this card keeps coming out, space and reflection, so time to yourself. Or not just time to yourself, but it feels like a void, but these voids always feel warm for some reason. It's not like a cold thing. Strength just flew out. So what do we have? Okay, so a bunch is just flying out. Strength and determination. Wow, yeah. And those are both red and yellows, and that makes orange, which is warm. I'm telling you, like, this is a warm void. It's not like something cold. Like a dark Florida night. Like, it's dark, but it's not cold. It's still warm as hell. If you're from Florida, you know what I mean. What do we have in the future? We've got love. We've got love. And that's what the pink cards are talking about, too. And we just pulled the pink card, too. Oh, it's gorgeous. I definitely feel self-love first. Because you're reflecting off of things that may have hurt you. And so the biggest gift of love that you can get is the love that you give yourself, first of all. But I feel something sweet in the future, something, your heart expanding. And what I feel when I'm looking at this card now, specifically today, is like it starts off really condensed, really small. So it's like really hard to sort of see through. But like as it takes its time, and as things like the Eight of Wands we got in the beginning, as you continue to do good for yourself, that expands out. So something really beautiful in the future about how your self-love is expanding and bringing, and like literally like bringing in not only movement from yourself, movement from people who want to love you too. Uh-oh, that's cute. It's still here. Space. After how many shuffles? And even, I didn't even show it all the time, but I saw it like twice before. Show it to you then. There's something about space. Maybe you're into space. You know, the astro and all that shit. Let's clarify. Let's see what we got with the Hermetic Tarot. That's interesting. Now, when I think of your past and present, it's caution and reflection, so that's yellow and a blue. put those together, it makes green. So you're definitely trying to, and green is more somewhat of like a balanced color. It's right in the middle of the spectrum. So it's like sort of balancing things out right now, balancing yourself out. Balancing yourself out through not only the love that you have for yourself, but the love that you have for what you're creating and what you're doing. Right? And that involves, and creation involves the heart space a lot. So maybe with caution, if the heart space has been just, like if you had to be cautious of that space, now you're learning to sort of work through, reflect on how, again, like it has nothing really to do with you, sometimes circumstances, and then, and you know, sometimes we are involved, but mostly it's usually circumstances, timing, mind space, again, right? That might be the most important thing. So, what do we have? The Hermetic Tarot. Knight of Pentacles flying out. I was trying to remember what I was just referring to, but I couldn't think of, because I was thinking about taking steps, like just taking the right steps, things taking time. What do we have with caution? And this came out before as well, so the energy really is still here. The Two of Swords with caution. Maybe there was a path you're about to go down, and there was like first of all, something like there's a path you're about to go down, and there's a sign that literally was telling you like, no, do not go down this path. This is not exactly what you were looking for. And with the Two of Swords, that's Libra right there. That's relationship. So maybe there was a relationship path you were gonna go down, and it was like, nah, don't do that. But when you think about the Two of Swords, it's like at the bottom it even says Lord of Peace Restored, which is a very interesting thing when you think of it, because that's like the imbalance card, but it's imbalance because it's asking you to create balance within your mind, within just you and your personal relationship with yourself. It's a two, you and yourself. So it's like, that's why it's peaceful when you come into that balance. So definitely, first of all, feeling just like having a balanced mind, being able to be like, no, this is, I see the sign, you saw the sign, and you opened up your eyes, you saw the sign, you know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of stopped. But it was, and it's not, it wasn't a bad thing at all, because it literally gave you the peace that you were looking for. I think if you had gone through, you wouldn't have had the peace. You, like, you know, if you don't listen to a caution wet sign, what's gonna happen, babe? Probably gonna fall and hit your head, possibly, unless you're good at catching yourself. But I mean, circumstantial. The average human being would probably watch out for the caution sign. But then also, again, right, with like Two of Swords and caution, it's like with these signs, with these relationships with Libra, it's a relationship to self, and then a relationship to other. In a sense, when you balance it out, it's naturally a relationship to other, but usually you find that out best when you reflect it back to yourself. And I think that's what it's about. So like these signs, they helped you understand relationships possibly, and helped you gain a better peace within yourself. Where it's like, oh, if I see this sign, it's not a red flag, but it's like if I see that red flag, it's like I know where my peace lies, and it's not there. That's great. That's great. What do we have with reflection? Aquarius is empowered as I love that. Holy shit. I said empowered, and we got the Tower with reflection. The Tower and reflection. Now the Two of Pentacles at the bottom. Jupiter and Capricorn, expansion and work. So expansion and work, and this Tower, it could be an institution, a place, first of all, that maybe it's like, there is so much coming to my head that I don't even know like what thought to pick. It's so frustrating, because then I just I'm just silent. I don't know what to start with. It's like an institution maybe that you were with, reflecting on institutions, reflecting on where you've worked, reflecting on with Mars here, what action, where you put your action, where you put your hard work. All right. And maybe shaking some shit up, like really completely changing. Like maybe you like just got a new job, or you got a new raise, or. But I mean, something else fell down at the same time for a very good reason. This could be shocking to some people. This could also, people could be wondering how you're moving, like moving. I see. This is you. This is definitely you, Aquarius. Dancing as a tower falls. Dancing on their heads as a tower falls. I think that's why I think it's a good thing. Because I think this tower is no good for anyone else. Or it's just that this tower is no good for you. But I think that this tower was somewhat holding you. Holding on to you. Using you as a means of reflection and not themselves. So I feel like a really like codependent energy with this too. And I think it's like more so you breaking out of it. Not like you're not the codependent one. I feel like you have, or you could be, because again, reflection. So that's why we understand. That's why we have codependent people around us, because sometimes we may have those things, and people again are nothing but people are amazing, but we're also just mirrors to each other. So if you feel it, if you understand it, there's a good chance that you're probably living it out too, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like dancing as a tower falls, getting rid of that codependent thing and like literally dancing by yourself, chill. I say that because it feels so nice. It's weird for a tower card. I mean, not weird, of course. Just unexpected. Which would be the tower. So I feel this is also unexpected. With love in the future, now I'm also feeling this could be like an unexpected love, and definitely like an unexpected reflection of yourself. I wonder why it's unexpected. We're gonna get into it with the lenormand in a second, so we'll see. We'll see. What do we have with ideation in your transformation? That was a creative solution. And then the Eight of Wands comes right back out on the bottom, so something about that. So like expansion, something really expanding. But the Magician with ideation. I accidentally gave the Magician Aquarius energy to myself the other day, and I was like, that's not really, because the Magician and the Fool are so close and they're so vague. It's like red to orange. It's like same difference. Not really the same difference at all. But it's very close, because they're whatever, just in my head at least. But ideation and Magician, that's literally you. Oof. In the transformation, a major arcana, and at least in this reading, because it's my reading with the major arcana, that's huge. Because like this is you. And it's like it's saying it right in my face. It's a creative solution. It's a powerful creative solution. It's with the Magician. And this creation and caution. Creation and caution are both C words, which is a 3, which makes you think of like something you're birthing, creating, and how you connect. And also like Earth, so something doing something on Earth. But right, so I feel like an Earth lesson on how you create. A very important lesson here on Earth, how you birth things. And this is about the death and rebirth process, so it's like maybe things really have taken you down. Been really frustrating. And with the Magician, that could totally disable, I meant to say. Totally disable the Magician from being able to create. Especially when the Magician is frustrated, because the Magician creates what is literally elementally within them. So if the Magician is frustrated, they're only going to create more frustration. So this has been a hard lesson in finding creative solutions to how you manifest. And this isn't just manifesting and creating things like projects. This is projects. This can be totally about any sort of project that you create, but this is also just about how you manifest in life, how you create in life. Because I definitely feel like that. I feel like the magician just has, with you, you've been creating a lot of frustration and possibly not just creating lessons, but just manifesting and living in life, and therefore creating lessons where there's a lot of frustration or a lot of things that make you look at creation and what you create and make you think, is it like, what is it worth it? What am I willing to do? What am I willing to, it's like the who am I willing to be sort of thing, where it's like, I'm trying to word it, but it's really weird. It's like, understanding the power that you hold, right? So not just on a high level where it's like, oh yeah, I can create so many beautiful, beautiful things, but like, oh yeah, when I'm frustrated, or when there's a tower, things are unexpected, or when there's no peace in my mind, right? With the Two of Swords in the tower, it's like when this happened, I absolutely still do create chaos. So it's like finding a beautiful solution out of that. But it seems like very tough work. And with the magician, it definitely feels like he's alone, so I feel like that space. So it may be important with space, because you have to get the information to yourself before you can bring it out to other people. So I think that's important. The magician there too. What else would that be? That's Aries and Gemini. So that's starting something and then connecting it. So this is just a lot of power. It seems like you have a lot of power within you, and that, again, that goes either way. So this transformation has been huge within that. I keep looking at that cup. I think the heart space has been probably a really tough one. Because that really is, oh, the key in the cage. The heart space, I mean, you have to have all your elements. I'm not saying anyone is more important than the other, but especially when it comes to the heart. And ideation is about creating, so that's about a lot of the heart, right? So especially when it comes to that, the cup is one of the most important parts for the magician. So I think your heart has been through it. And I think that's, again, you know, what, depending on what you put yourself through and also what the world may put you through, it's like, it's tough. But I think you've worked really hard. I think you've worked really hard. What is this up here? Is that Mercury? Wow, you're like really having to like expand your heart. And when I think of that now, it's like just points. Maybe you've had different, because I'm thinking of like a triangle now. So maybe you've had 3 different, I don't know, I'm not gonna say a certain number, but just like a few different relationships that might have been really tough for you, that have expanded you, that have made you understand how you connect to people, and then reflecting back how you connect to yourself. And that's like as in, maybe relationships have been tough, the way you talk to people, the way people talk to you, the way people connect, the way relationships have expanded or contracted, the way things have gone, probably realizing how that reflects back in your own life, the way that you do those things to yourself, the way you talk to yourself, the way you handle yourself, and sort of just like altering so that you can treat yourself better, and then in turn treat other people better, and treat your manifestations and creations better. So let's see what we have with love in the future. That's cute. I like that. Love. Okay, we got like 2 coming out, so, or 3, is it? Jesus. Oh, ooh, yes, I love that it's queens too. Oh my God, what's at the bottom? The 6 of Cups. Be careful. 6 of Cups is very beautiful, but it's alignment. So again, we're in Mercury retrograde, so I have to mention just currently, or going to be at least, or I'm not sure. I'm a doofus, but right. 6 of Cups could be past relationships that you are reflecting on. So it's just about, And they're Scorpio too, so it's like cleaning the skeletons out of your closet. So it's like, you don't have to. It can be something you remember, something that's nostalgic, passionate, but make sure it aligns with who you are today. Is what I got from that, at least. But with love, yo, I don't know what's going on here, but you got the Queen of Cups, the contract card, and the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups was my top card I pulled. First one-ish. So love and the Queen of Cups, it's for sure. It's like, this is love, ideation, and the Queen of Cups all together. This is like pretty much the same card. Such a loving creature, a loving person. Can really make people feel at home. In the future, I feel like just a wash over your heart, right? Where it's like, I think it's like your reward for how hard you've worked to clean out your own heart. But then altogether, with the contract card and the Queen of Pentacles, multiple levels I'm feeling this on. And you already know, first of all, obviously, a relationship off the bat that it feels. Because with the contract, the commitment in between the two court cards, it feels like a relationship 100%. I also think that, like, I think this is, oof, now there's so many things. There's so many words coming in now. Okay, so, like if it's work, it could be like a commitment between two people. Again, with the queens, they're on like the same level head, on the same plane. So maybe people that you connect with. The Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, it's a good balance because one grounds the other, one nurtures the other. So I feel like there's like a nice balance between, if it's work, if it's family, that's amazing. And then it's like, what was it? It could also be like what's the word? So I'm thinking with these two queens, like definitely like same sex, whether it's two women or two men. I think that this would be like a gorgeous setup because again, one nurtures, one ground, and not only that, but they're queens, so they can teach each other about the other's aspects and not just have to rely on each other's aspects. You know what I'm saying? Grow, and that's what water and dirt would do. It grows something. Something's growing, something's expanding. And lastly, of course, like, and this is the most important, and I know it's dumb to say like this is the most important, but it really is. I think again, this is like you and your aspect of yourself, like the Queen of Pentacles part of you, the Queen of Cups part of you. Not letting either one get out of balance, but literally sort of just nurturing the both, committing to yourself, committing to the process of not only being practical and grounded and stable and nurturing to your environment and the people around you, but also nurturing to yourself with these queens as well, nurturing to yourself, gentle, understanding, and being even creative and having your projects and having fun. There's a beautiful mix with that right there. But that's the most important part, the contract card. So now the words I saw from this were artwork, so you could be an artist, or there could be some art, someone who is an artist. Considerable demand was the last part, so if someone really wants you, oh my god. Okay, with the Lenormand, keep in the cage, and then we'll get you out of here after some advice also. Caution and the Two of Swords. The Lily's the King of Swords. Clear vision, 100% with the King of Swords. And the lilies are long lasting, so caution and the Two of Swords, peace. I feel you could be on an up and down where your peace was a little bit, like it lasted a bit, and then like you would get into some chaos and that would last a bit, or last long, and it was just in balance. But I think you want your peace to last. You want your peace to last. You don't want to be taken out of your peace again. Caution and Two of Swords. I have to say also, if this is same sex, I feel like it's religious. I feel because there's a stained glass window, so I feel like I have to. It's like there's a road you shouldn't have, there's a road that you probably shouldn't go down because like maybe religious aspects. Because it's not just same sex, but anything that could have blocked because of religious aspects. It's like maybe it was just a chaotic environment because beliefs didn't line up. And it's just more so when that happens, it's like, remember your peace, remember where to stand. Like if there is, because I totally understand that if like the values just don't align, it's like there might be some conflicts, especially mentally, because like someone's like, within this belief or this religion, there's no one you can really push except yourself. There's no one you can really do anything. What you want to last is yourself. You shouldn't want to like cut yourself down or cut your peace down, or you don't want to slip and fall for someone else. You know, you don't want to hurt yourself like that. But I think that's what you did. I keep remembering this is the past, so it's like, I think that's what you did. And the King of Swords also has to do with history. So maybe just a history of like slipping and falling. So esoterically too, like hurting your heart a lot. Disrupting your own peace because of the caution you might not have had. And you have caution now, so you have retrospect, you have clarity now over these relationships. So what do we have in the present with the Tower and reflection? Oh, it is temperate in here. The Tower and reflection. Oh, that's nice. The well. The wishing well. This is kind of really all about reflection. You look into the well, you make a wish, but before you toss that coin in there, you think, what is it that I want? You're not going to toss that coin and be like, what does the guy next to me want? No. I mean, you could if you had more coins, or if you just wanted to give your last coin. But that's, again, circumstantial. What is it normally that you do? You toss a coin in, but before you do, you go to yourself. You're like, hey, what is it that I want? So this is the well with reflection in the Tower. What is it that you want? What is it, the action that you want to take? What is it that you're moved towards? Like, what is it that drives you? Right? And if it's an institution that wasn't it for you, you can no longer go in that direction. With this 5 here, it's a huge change. It's a huge change. The 5 in the Tower. Oh yeah. Random thought, but it feels like it fits. This is a 5, and this is a 16. So 16 is a set. 16. I know it's not like, I feel like it's just like a weird like way to explain it, but it's like 16 is a 1 and a 6. This is a 5. If I wanted to get to a 5, I would take away the 1 from the 6. So it's like in this, then the 1 would be the magician, which is who you're showing up as, and the 6 would be like maybe some harmonious thing that seems like balanced, right? But I think that was his Tower. So it's like taking away the 1 from the 6. It's like you were taken out of an environment. You were taken out of something probably before it fell the fuck down. And so I think that's, again, like they took the 1 out of the 6 because something had to change. They took you out of that environment. Does that make sense? And I think not even they, but you took yourself out of the environment. You were probably guided, but you took yourself out of that. Look at them dancing, happy, free, which is what this whole section of readings is about. It's supposed to be about your freedom. Even in like a death process that might seem like it might have a hold on you, the hold is only there mainly for protection, but also to guide you to show you that you are not only humbled by these things that help you, but just as powerful. If that makes sense. Because you can pull yourself out of whatever it is that you... Oh, the loyal dog and the bear, so many animals. 2 10s too. 10 to a 10. The wands to the cups. That's showing up. Wow. A huge transformation. A huge shift from like a huge burden to complete happiness. Wow. So what do we have with your transformation? With, what is that? That's ideation. And that's a magician. So a magician and ideation is literally the same thing. It's a creator and his creation. Or their creation, I'm sorry. His or her, or their creation with ideation and a magician. What do we have? Shuffle. What do we have with that? The thinking woman. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. And we got the child too. Ace of Swords, and there's a sword right there. And she's writing, and then with the Magician, it almost feels like a spell book now. So, oh, okay, so first of all, definitely, like, words are important. Words are important, the words that you use, like the things that you speak, how you create. And I'm going right back to it. It's like, it definitely is like, you are so powerful. And literally just the word, like, you could say Taco Bell, and like, just because you're ready to go eat some Taco Bell, and all of a sudden Taco Bell is probably having like 15 sales, and you're like, how did I? It's because you're powerful, right? And so this thinking woman, the way I'm seeing it now, look at that. It's like three of them. You have the woman, you have the Magician, and you have, this is supposed to be some sort of a spirit, right? So it's like all three parts. It's important that the woman's on this side, because the sort of, I guess, presenter of the Magician would be the one casting that. Let's see. Would be the one, let's see, I can't see. Would be the one casting that. But then the woman behind, it's like, that is the creation. It's the end. It's all aspects of yourself. It's not leaving anything out, leaving no element out. The one to create, of course, the spirit inside that guides you, and also like that, like your insides, your thoughts, your heart. You could have an amazing idea, like an actual super powerful. Like, this is the Ace of Swords, and the sword right here. The sword's standing down though, so it's an amazing idea. So, but maybe you're holding it a bit quiet for now. Oh, I'm so sorry. 1 second. No, it's okay. I'm losing my train of thought. But there is Mercury and the woman, so expanding your thoughts beyond what they've been before, and that's helping you create better. I'll move past that one. It's definitely just expanding your thoughts and helping you think better. I saw a child there, so maybe a child mentality, whereas in like you thought a certain way, and so it made you speak a certain way. And in more of a detrimental way, so that would affect your manifestations. I think it's just huge on how you speak to yourself and how you create. What do we have in the future with the hermetic, with love in these three cards here? Before I do that, I'm sorry, excuse me. Because now I'm looking at it. The contract card there is shouting its name out. And here's the Queen of Pentacles. I gotta light that. Give me 1 second. I like this a little bit. Feeling a bit out of focus. So if there is a door, if there is a commitment, definitely like with the doors, here, with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is here as well. Losing my thought a bit. It could be a choice between two people. The Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles for sure. So that's probably like interesting because it feels, because with this expansions, maybe there were no doors before. There weren't these options. Maybe these options weren't showing up as committed as they were before. But it seems like you have two options, or at least multiple options. But not just that, with the Queen of Pentacles, it's definitely like these doors, these twos. Again, when I talk about the two, it's like a relationship to other, but you have to start that back with yourself. Or like if you don't, you'll notice it eventually. It'll reflect back to show you, is this really what is the best self-care for me, to be with a person who doesn't take care of me and themselves, or what is best for you? What's gonna help you take the best care of yourself? But you got some options in the future. And not just that, it's literally, once you choose yourself, all the options show up beautifully just for you. Let's give you some advice and then get you out of here. So, what is the last advice that we could give for Aquarius? A magnifying glass. And it's all the elements too, so it's, you guys are pulling out a bunch of magician energy. A bunch of element energy. What are we examining? Well, it looks, again, we're reflecting on ourselves, but examining the relationships that you've been through with these fours. It could be 4-year cycle, 4-week cycle, the 4th month, which is, April? Something about 4, though. Then we have the compass, so maybe taking an examination, taking a closer look before you move forward in a direction, but I think this examination is important. Seems like you're gathering the elements of yourself to go and create something. Seems like you're really about to create something like major, but that requires taking a deep look at yourself first, or if not just deep. That magnifying glass is on the tree, so maybe looking at your ancestry, maybe looking at who you've been, what has built you up since you've been, a young sapling, a root, and from your roots, right? What's built you up since from your roots? Maybe examining that. There's something about that. But the 24 there, I don't know, it's beautiful. It feels like harmony. It feels like, again, you're examining that to build like such a powerful version of yourself. That's gorgeous. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope it helped. I really hope it helped. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you want any personal readings, information for that is down below. And other than that, YouTube's a big, beautiful place. I hope you guys have fun. Thank you again for being here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.